Hey guys, I am making this video to go through my preterite notes for the cousins and the twins. So last semester we did regular preterite AR, regular ER/IRs, and then we did the CAR/GAR/ZARs. So the first part of this notes is just a quick recap of what we learned last semester. Your note sheet can be printed off of Google Classroom or you can write it by hand. So just a quick reminder that you're using the preterite to whenever you speak in the past, like if you want to say we went to the store or I studied for the test. It's also called the one-time past. At any time, also, you can pause this video if I go too fast, okay? AR endings are aste, o, amos, aron. And don't forget the accents on the on the yo form and the LA usted form. The AR irregulars are the CAR/GAR/ZARs, as I like to call them. So any verb that ends in CAR, GAR, or ZAR, those are gonna be irregular only in the yo form. So the CAR verbs are gonna change to QUE. The GAR verbs are gonna change to GUE, and ZARs are gonna change to CE. So nothing to copy on this slide, but I just wanted to show you a few examples in case you forgot. For example, I played the piano would be yo toqué el piano. I arrived late would be yo llegué tarde. And I began the homework, yo empecé la tarea. Other than the yo form, everything else is normal for those verbs when they conjugate. So like tú tocaste el piano. Okay, so it's going to conjugate normal. The ER/IR endings are iste, io, imos, ieron. Don't forget your accents and make sure you're putting your accent on the O in the LA usted form. A lot of people mess up and put it on the I. Okay, so now the new stuff, and that is what I call the cousins and the twins. There's 4 verbs that I call the crazy irregulars. And by the way, I nickname them this because I just find that it's easier to remember if you give things nicknames and kind of group similar things together. Okay, so we're going to jump right in. The cousins, we have the verb dar, and dar means to give, and it conjugates di, diste, dio, dimos, dieron. A couple things to notice, no accents. So that's one reason why it's irregular, because if it was a normal verb, it would have accents. And the second thing is it's an AR verb, but it uses ER/IR endings, iste, io, imos, ieron. So that's kind of weird. It's like kind of flip-flopped in there. Okay, the second cousin is ver, and ver means to see, and it conjugates vi, viste, vio, vimos, vieron. So it would be like I saw the fight. Yo vi la pelea. Okay, and I call these 2 verbs cousins because they are similar, so D and V, diste, viste. The only difference is the D and the V. If you look at this verb, why is it irregular? And the only reason why it's irregular is because it doesn't have accents. Other than that, it conjugates pretty normal, so it's a tame irregular verb. It's not super crazy. Okay, so those are our cousins. The next 2 are twins. So the first one is ser, to be. And wow, it looks like a different language. Like some people said it looked Chinese, some people said it looked French or German. I mean, anything but Spanish. It's so weird looking, but it is Spanish. So it's fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. And what's irregular about this one? Everything. First, no accents, and then it's almost like somebody threw random letters together. But you would use this like if you want to say, I used to be a doctor. Yo fui un doctor. Or we used to be friends. Fuimos amigos, which is kind of sad, but okay. The second twin and the fourth verb, and the last verb that we're going to copy today is ir, not IR verbs, but the actual verb ir, which means to go. So that one, what in the world? It conjugates exactly the same as ser. So that's why I call them twins. So fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. So how can you tell which one you're using? So if you say, yo fui a la tienda, you're saying I went to the store. You're probably not saying I was to the store, right? So context clues is going to be pretty important. And sometimes even really small words, like if you want to say he went to the doctor, él fue al doctor. So al means to the. But if you want to say he was a doctor, él fue un doctor. He was a doctor. Very subtle differences. And in real life, you're probably already going to be having conversations. So you'll already know the context of those sentences. So it's not quite as difficult to tell what somebody's saying. Okay, so that is it for our cousins and our twins. And if you have any questions, let me know.